In January last year, a woman wearing an explosive belt blew herself up in the district, leaving one police officer dead. Officials at the Japanese Consulate General in Istanbul say there are no reports of any Japanese nationals being among the injured. They say they're gathering more detailed information. A Japanese man who works for a travel agency near the site of the explosion gave a telephone interview to NHK.
And they locked all the area. They are confused, of course. Everybody is confused. What's happening?
Turkey has been the scene of a series of bombings over the past 6 months. In October, 2 bombers detonated their suicide vests in the capital, Ankara. This was the deadliest terrorist attack in Turkish history, killing more than 100 people. In July, an explosion killed more than 30 people in the town of Suruç near the border with Syria. Young Kurds were gathering for a rally. Turkey launched airstrikes on Islamic State militants in Syria that month. The country is also stepping up military operations against Kurdish insurgents. These moves have fueled retaliatory terrorist attacks, and the country's security has been significantly compromised.
President Erdogan says that this incident is thought to be a suicide attack. The Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says that he denounces the terrorist incident from the bottom of his heart, which is thought to have been caused by a suicide attacker from Syria.
Good evening, this is Newswatch 9 for Tuesday, January the 12th.
President Erdogan says that this is a suicide attack caused by a person related to the situation in Syria. However, this background is not clear yet. We'll feed you new pieces of information as soon as we receive.
A news just in. 6 Australian skiers might have lost their way in Kitashiyobara ski area in Fukushima Prefecture. Late this afternoon, the police are investigating the case. At around 4:30 p.m. From Urabandai Nekoma ski resort area, the police have received a notification that 6 Australian men and women who were skiing near Nekomadake lost their way and asking for help. There were 4 men and 2 women, female skiers, were either skiing or snowboarding. The police tried to reach them by phone, but they cannot so far. And the police went out to rescue them, but because of heavy fog, they couldn't find the group of 6 people. They came back to the headquarters and now trying to find a way to contact them. Also, in Nagano, 6 men from Finland, they gave a notification to the police that they are now stuck in the mountain. They are in a good condition, but in the morning the police will start rescue work.
How far will Tokyo share prices fall? They dropped again across the board today. The Nikkei index fell nearly 500 points. Last week, share prices in Tokyo dropped for 5 trading days in a row for the first time since the end of World War II. The market set a new record today, with share prices falling on the 6th straight trading day. Concerns over the Chinese economy appear to have triggered a negative chain reaction. Our reporter was at a securities house in Tokyo shortly before 10:30 a.m. today. The Shanghai Stock Exchange was about to open for the day. Attention was on how movements there are having an impact on the Tokyo stock market today, the first day of the week after the holiday weekend. Tuesday's trading started in Tokyo with share prices dropping more than 200 points from last Friday. Trading began in Shanghai at 10:30 a.m. Japan time. Tsutomu Yamada is a market analyst at Kabu.com securities company. He says with share prices falling in Shanghai, the Nikkei appears to have begun dropping by a larger margin. He says the Tokyo market appears to be trapped in a dangerous period after 10 a.m. The brokerage received more than twice the usual number of calls. Yamada says share price falls in Shanghai always trigger drops in Tokyo. He says it's a pity such a situation has been ongoing and is bothering market players in Tokyo. Tokyo share prices continued to fall today, and the Nikkei closed at 17,218 points, down nearly 500 points from last Friday. Share prices fell for the 6th straight trading day since the New Year holiday. Finance Minister Taro Aso says fundamentals at Japanese companies are not bad at all. He says market players in Japan should take a wait-and-see attitude for a while longer. But some investors in Japan have voiced their concerns. This investor says he thinks the recent movements on the Tokyo market are worrisome, as there is no telling when the share prices will hit bottom. But why are share prices continuing to fall? One factor is concern over the Chinese economy. The Shanghai Composite Index temporarily fell below 3,000 points today for the first time since September last year. The figure was less than half the all-time high recorded on the market. The market rose by small margins shortly before the end of today's trading, but the index has dropped more than 14% since January 4th, the first trading day this year. This negative trend has affected the price of crude oil futures. The benchmark WTI index in New York dropped below $31 a barrel at one point on Monday, the lowest level in more than 12 years. The uncertain prospects for the Chinese economy prompted predictions that demand for crude will become sluggish. The trends have been hurting oil-producing countries, Russia among them. The country has experienced large drops in its share prices and currency. Let's check again the recent mechanism leading to falls in share prices around the globe. The uncertainty over China's economy prompted concerns that demand for crude oil could dwindle. Such concerns pushed down oil prices. Investors pushed to place sell orders to avoid the risk of losing their money. In New York, the Dow index has fallen about 6% since the start of the year. Falling crude prices hurt Russia and other oil-producing countries. Russia suffered plunges in its stock prices and the value of its currency. In these circumstances, the Japanese currency has been considered a relatively safe asset. Investors increasingly transferring their funds into yen have caused the appreciation of the currency against the dollar. This negative reaction, starting with the uncertain prospects of the Chinese economy, has caused crude oil prices to dwindle and the yen to become stronger. This in turn has caused Japanese share prices to fall since the start of this year's trading. Yoshiki Shinke, the chief economist at the Daiichi Research Institute, says investors are beset with doubts and fears over when the world economy will really recover.